So Roberto, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to control?
Yeah, you have everything.
Okay. Can we start?
Yes, you can start when you like.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. It's Roberto Naretto speaking from Presagis. The webinar today that we organized with the NADS is following the announcement we did basically a few months ago related to the partnership that has been established between Presagis and NADS in the field of distributed simulation. So the intention of today is basically to provide all the attendees an overview on the collaboration we put in place and the way we are working together with NADS. The agenda today is including several presenters. I am Roberto Naretto, Regional Sales Manager for South Europe. Is with me Tamir Karazivan, that is the Field Application Engineer and supporting sales in Presagis. From NADS side, we have Jose Maria Lopez, that is Vice President of Business Development and Sales at NADS, that will introduce the NADS company and how NADS is working in distributed simulation, and Jose Ramon Martinez, that is Pre-Sales Technical Team Director, and will present the technical part of the collaboration.
Well, let me add something here. Well, this webinar will be about 45 to 55 minutes, and we will have some time left at the end for some questions. For making the questions, please use the question panel you have on the webinar. That way, at the end of the presentation, we can answer all the questions. Thank you. Go on, Roberto.
So, as an introduction, we would like to update you or know you who Presagis and NADS are. So we start with a short Presagis introduction, and then Jose Maria will present the NADS part. So, looking at Presagis, Presagis is the worldwide software vendor in commercial off-the-shelf modeling and simulation tool world. We are over 200 employees all over the world, and we have an history in modeling and simulation, and let's say more than 20 years of experience in this world. Presagis as a brand is quite new. Okay? It's been created 5, 6 years ago, but is incorporating several companies that were working in the modeling and simulation world since more years. So this is the reason why we're saying that we have more than 20 years of experience. And as probably most of them know, Presagis is part of CAE Group. CAE is a Canadian company, worldwide leader for flight simulators. And Presagis is responsible for the modeling and simulation software part. The objective of Presagis is really to provide the customer an integrated workflow in modeling and simulation work. In modeling and simulation work. And the idea is really to approach the different segments of the modeling and simulation work with commercial off-the-shelf products and, let's say, market leader products. In particular, we have offer for what we call content creation, so 3D modeling and 3D generation, for simulation and visualization. And the idea is really to provide this unique environment, an integrated environment to support our customer in the development of their simulation. The ability of Presagis and the ability of our integrated suite is really to reduce the time in order to develop your own simulators. So we are known that most of the time needed in the simulation environment is for the integration part. The integration of different software coming from different vendors, and the integration itself, it's a long work. So Presagis is really trying to provide a full solution and integrate it in order to reduce this time to market. And is doing it with partners. So with NADS, for example, because we think that the integration of the two solutions will bring you a very good advantage in your development phase. Presagis is also using existing standards in input and output, as input or output of the tools from Presagis, but it's also promoting a standard database in order to simplify your development process. And this standard database is what we call common database, CDB. So the idea is really to provide this integrated workflow, reduce your time to market, simplify your integration, minimize your cost, and obviously to reuse content and software modules across different projects. If we look more in detail at the Presagis offer, when we speak about content creation, we are mainly referring to Creator and Terravita that are leader products they are leading the market on this segment, and CGen, that is to generate terrain also. If we look at the simulation environment or synthetic environment, the main product Presagis is first thing is Stage. Instead, if we look at visualization, 3D visualization, the main product is Vega Prime. So these are the, let's say, the key pillar of Presagis offer. And we have some products that could extend the capability of our MNS solution with HMI interface through the product that is called Apps. Or we can extend with, for example, high fidelity 6 degree of freedom models for helicopters or planes. Or we can even extend Stage with artificial intelligence capability. So we have a set of features that could extend the basic functionality of the product. And this is a fully integrated set of products that could speak, let's say, each other in a way. And the base of the standard is on the common database. Even if we are always accepting the outputs that are standard, like OpenFlight, MetaFlight, or specific export compiler for Terravita, for example, JKS, JTLS. The product itself has the capability also to communicate with standard protocols like HLA or DIS, EIS, or SIGIT. But what was missing on the Presagis software was really an interface with DDS. And this is the reason why we make this partnership with NADS in order to support us on the integration of Stage, Vega Prime mainly, but also the other products on DDS. In terms of full solution, as I said to you before, this is an integrated workflow. So the objective is really to have all the products fitting together with a common database in order to simplify the process. And here in this slide you can find again all the products we mentioned before. So Creator, Terravita, CGen for content creation, Stage for synthetic environment, VAPS for HMI, and Vega Prime for the visualization. Looking at the Presagis offer, what Presagis is offering is basically what we call the engine, the core of the modeling and simulation. Because most of our customers need to work on this core technology. They need to extend the basic capability of the product. They need to personalize the product in order to address the market. Market that could be in different areas. So we can obviously speak about military application, but we have applications naval, in on a rig, in transportation. So At the end, the final application and the final market could be quite expensive. But at the base of the technology, there are always the Presagis, say, products and engines that are enhanced with application or with customization by the customer. Looking more in detail at what are the markets that Presagis address, as I told you before, we are really active on aerospace, so obviously flight simulation, traffic management. One of the areas that is growing a lot in terms of simulation, but also of HMI, is the UAA, a managed air system or a managed ground system. We have application in the ground field for mainly military application, and then naval maritime or other application, for example, as homeland security or critical infrastructure security, emergency situation, and so on. So we are really able to manage a different type and kind of simulation. Looking in detail to the real partnership with NADS, and here we are back at what I always said before, is in fact that most of our products are what you call native HLA, native DIS, DIS, or SIGI. And this is mainly due to the fact that we have these components inside our products. But what was missing was really the CDS part. And thanks to the nice work we did with NADS, we have been able to integrate Simware with Vega Prime, with Sage, and this could enable our customer to work also on this communication part. And it's really extending the capability of Presagis in this area, and also permit to, let's say, to have a better interoperability with third-party tools. So it's really, we are really happy of this collaboration with NADS, and we are obviously discussing with several customers the benefits of this integration. I think this is all for my part for Presagis. I will be always available for a question at the end, and I let the presentation to Jose Maria.
Now Jose Maria has you have the keyboard. Please unmute yourself, please.
We lost Jose Maria.
Jose Maria, please unmute yourself. You have the microphone muted.
Oops, sorry. Sorry, I was speaking to myself. No, sorry. Well, I am Jose Maria Lopez. Thank you very much to Roberto for your kind introduction. And well, in the next minute, I will try to provide to you with a very brief snapshot about NADS and about the reason for our teaming. Roberto have introduced some of the core ideas for our partnership, and I will go more in depth, in this reason. Well, about us, well, we are an European company. We are about 40 people. We have a long experience working in military and aerospace projects in Europe. Since 2002, we have been working in the main European projects like Eurofighter, F400M, or the combat system for the new combat system for the Spanish Navy. In all these projects, we have acquired a lot of experience about all the pains and problems that the industry and the Department of Defense are suffering right now in order to integrate and deploy large systems that must interoperate each other in an NADS environment. And all that experience is it has been incorporated into our products that are, as you will see, quite reactive simulation products, mainly oriented for networking simulation in large scale, focusing mainly in providing open architecture and interoperability in NADS environment for simulation systems. All our technology, all our products are under the Simware brand and is available as commercial off-the-shelf product since 2010. Let me go to the next one. What our mission is to help to create a new future for simulation, in which simulation assets should have to interoperate in a seamless way with operational system over any kind of network. In our vision, the future of simulation is in the cloud. The same revolution that we are having right now with enterprise and social network software must arrive to the simulation domain. A NADS-centric approach is very demanded for simulation, but for that we do need to evolve actual standard and technologies and go beyond proprietary architecture in order to open the interfaces between the different simulation assets. To advance toward this vision, we are partnering with lead user and agencies like NATO and also with lead company like Presagis or other companies like Thales or CAE. Oops. Then our disruptive approach for networking simulation is catching the attention of the main player in the simulation market. I have mentioned some of them before, like CAE, Thales, NATO ICT, the Department of Defense in UK or France, and with all these organizations and companies, we are working together in a new group at CISO that we name LSA, that is the acronym for Layer Simulation Architecture, that this group at CISO is trying to advance in the convergence of distributed simulation standard based in the main innovation that is introduced by Simware, that is the use of the DDS standard for the simulation domain. Probably every one of you know about DDS. DDS is Data Distribution Services, is a OMG standard that is mandated by many organizations and agencies worldwide, mainly for operational and critical systems, like ATM system, UAV system, naval combat system, avionics, etc. And in this group, in LSA, we are working in the introduction of DDS for the simulation domain. Then, why we are teaming? Why Presagis and NADS are teaming, for this future of simulation? Well, but you know that one of the main trends in the simulation and training industry is to use the network to interoperate different simulation systems with any other kind of system. To support this capability, simulation industry has been developing several standards since the 90s, like HLA, DIS, or TINA. Some of these standards are international standards, but others, like TINA, are only in use in the States. Using all these standards, sometimes alone and sometimes mixed, the industry has tried to provide, up now, new solutions for distributed simulation. Going beyond the traditional use case of simulation for training, and there are also some other application for simulation, like for example CD&E, the use of simulation for concept design and experimentation, no? What many companies talk about a battle lab or experimentation lab. The next feature recommended by lead user like NATO is to evolve the simulation architecture in order to be able to deploy simulation as services in a NADS-centric cloud. Reasons for this growing use of distributed simulation are many, but one that is mentioned a lot of time in this moment right now is budget restriction. You know that every department of design worldwide, at least in Europe and in the States, has a restriction in the budget. Then in this scenario, simulation is a real cost saver because avoid training or experimentation using real equipment and system. In this way, distributed simulation is considered one of the most efficient ways to maintain the operational readiness of our forces and to reduce costs for the development and maintenance of new systems. But in this moment, seamless interoperability for distributed simulation is still a pain. Indeed, we have a lot of problems in this moment. Trying to interoperate a heterogeneous system designed to work alone is not easy. It's not also easy trying to manage communication between different protocol, standard, and network. That can be a real challenge. If we also try to develop simulation system and federation in a more agile way with less resources, spending less time and money, then also, well, we also have the problem that how we can manage the integration of proprietary design and COTS. Then, up now, well, the solution to try to have these operational capabilities, even when we have all these kind of technological gaps and problems, is funding the development of complex, few reusable, and also difficult to scale and maintain system and federation. Well, that has been the solution up now because, well, we didn't have restriction in the budget, but right now and for the next future, this approach is not already an option because these budget restrictions are going to do mandatory requirements that till now were only optional, like reusability, like scalability, or like to have a composable architecture for the system. All these kind of requirements are going to be mandatory in the next future because of this lack of budget. And then in this scenario, well, we are teaming to offer the first cost-based solution for open and distributed simulation in LVC, in live, virtual, and constructive environment. Well, Roberto has been talking about this, and I'm going to talk also now about this because I think it's very important. It's a very important point of our offer is that all our products, alone or mixed, are compliant with international and de facto standard like HLA, DIS or DBS for data exchange, CG for visual system, or CDB for databases. I think that is a real important point in this moment, no? In order to avoid proprietary architecture. Then when we mix our portfolios, and now Jose Ramon will go into some technical details about this mixing of product and solution. What we can offer that is quite different to the offer that you can have now in the market is to improve a lot the interoperability of simulation application in NADS-centric environment, and to improve also the composability and reusability of simulation system, opening the interfaces of the simulation components in order to be able to deploy them like services. And what is the meaning of this? When we talk about open architecture and we talk about the use of simulation component as services or as asset in the network, what we are talking is about to change the paradigm of how you develop a simulation system. What we are going to show to you in the next minutes is how you can use our product to develop and deploy a simulation to a system level or to a federation level. With our approach, the concept of simulation system or component evolved to the concept of a simulation asset, which can be used without any change, integrated into a virtual simulator or federated into a federation. What does mean? One example in this figure could be that your LVC Federate is a flight simulator in which all the weapon simulation features are provided by a Federate, a weapon server that in this figure is another HLA Federate into the LVC Federation. In this way, some of the features of the virtual simulator will be federated instead of being integrated in the classical way. With this new paradigm, with this new approach, concepts like interoperability, reusability, or composability get a new meaning for our industry. And well, all of this in practice, well, is, oh, sorry, I have not changed. Well, I have explained it. I was talking about this figure. Now, Jose Ramon Martinez is going to explain to you how we are combining our portfolios in order to be able to work in the same way to a system or to a federation of system level.
Well, thank you, Jose Maria. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, we are combining our portfolios, as said here, to improve the user experience. And the idea here is that we are doing that in two different ways. The first way is just adding the products as they are now. All the Presagis products and Simware products, which is the main product of NADS, has HLA and DIS interface. So we are interfacing using these standards. The second way we are combining is creating new applications to join together the products. Well, the idea is we have this huge portfolio that of Presagis, and somehow we are trying to put Simware in the middle as a new way for Presagis for communicating, and at the same time as a new way for Simware to use these fantastic tools. So what is so good here? What is the advantage in the technical way? Well, first of all, interoperability, of course. We can and we are interoperating with HLA of different vendors and with DDS. We can do that by using gateways and without using gateways. For example, here we can have ownership transfer between different HLA vendors using our technology. Of course, another advantage for us is using these incredible tools that Presagis has. Right now, with that, we can add all the capabilities for visualization, for planning, etc. that all these tools have. On the other hand, we are giving Presagis the capability to use DDS and its extension DDSi. The integration is very natural, so most of the tools of Presagis can directly connect to the DDS communication layer. Everything here is about the standards. We are using DDS, we are using HLA, we are using CG. I mean, we are not reinventing anything here. We are not transforming the data in any new way. It's all connecting using communication and simulation standards. The idea is the use of simulation as a service. I mean, with the use of Presagis tools and with our tools, we can create simulation models, for example, that can be considered really like assets. Can be combined, can be used in any way. Everything here is full data-centric development. For our products, the user only have to care about the data that is going to be used from the beginning. And also, there is a lot of reusability that can be added to already existing systems, especially in HLA and DIS. So the first thing is creating solutions by mixing these products. Well, the idea is, okay, we can improve reusability, we can improve composability. We can have libraries of models very easily. We can put that libraries in any database, for example, any repository for assets, and now it's very easy to choose these models and to put them into a new simulation. It's just changing a file. Well, in the case of Presagis, they have, for example, these incredible tools, FlightSim and LSim, that are for real-time simulation in fixed-wing and rotary-wing aircraft. And with that tools, you can create your models without having to code anything. Then we can add this capability to our own tool that is called Sim Developer, that is based on MATLAB. And with that tool, you can create a lot of models without coding anything also. So right now with that, we can create fixed wing models, rotary wing models, and a lot of different models using MATLAB, and we can put them together and use them as assets. I mean, it's very easy to choose a new model. It's very easy to change to a new model. The only thing the user has to care about at the end is the data model. If the data model that is using is coherent with the model, then you can use a new model just by changing a file. So we are mixing products here to improve the interoperability. We have in NADS, we have our product Simware, which is based on DDS and DDSi. DDSi is the interoperability protocol for DDS. So with that, we can connect by using gateways with HLA federates or with DIS simulators. Also with that, we can connect now with LSync, with Vega Prime, with FlashSync, with the Stage, with most of the products of Stage, because they have also interface for HLA and DIS. It's just a matter of chaining the HLA they are using and saying to them, okay, instead of using this HLA, use our HLA version. And then everything can go together and everything can connect. This is the first approach. It's taking the products as they are, for example, the FlightSim or LSync or Stage or Vega Prime. And the second approach is creating new application for connecting. For example, Vega Prime has a very powerful API that is called VPSync, and it's very, very easy to add a new layer to this VPSync. The idea here is we have a library that is called NCWare Sim, and with that library, we can allow, in this case, Vega Prime to connect directly to DDS or HLA without having to have any gateway. So the idea is combining this VPSync that is already existing with this Simware scene that is our library. The same can be done with more products in the Presagis portfolio. Well, this leads us to some use cases. The first one, okay, we can have a battle lab, we can have an agile development of it. We can have, for example, a forward array controller. We can have models of missiles, weapons, sensors. We can have a C2 system here connected. And this connection can be, for example, using HLA with a gateway. And then we can add here the Presagis products. For example, we can add Terra Vista for terrain service. We can add a stage for the planning and running the scenarios. We can add Vega Prime for visualization in 3D. And by adding this, and we are doing this scenario right now, it's very easy to interoperate. I mean, anything we are creating in a stage can interact with anything in the forward array controller, can interact with the elements in the missiles, in the sensors. At the end, everything is integrated, fully integrated in a real-time simulation. You can send a missile, and this missile can explode against a plane in a stage, for example. And this interaction is going to reach a stage because we are using HLA, we are using ownership transfer, we are using all the mechanisms of HLA in this way. Well, with that idea, we can also develop a virtual simulator in a Lego-like idea. You can combine almost anything here. You can create new models, you can create your own elements over Simware. You can add, for example, Vega Prime, you can add a stage, you can add maps here. You can build your own virtual simulator very, very easily. For example, here we have the virtual vehicle framework, which is another approach, another use case. And here the idea is fully using the services as assets. The idea is, okay, we have a lot of libraries here for weapons, for elements, for all kinds of elements for a simulation, and you can add them together in the same simulation very easily. The only thing you have to care about is the data model. Well, with that, we are going towards a composable virtual simulator. We can have plug and play by using, in this case, DDS. We are pure data-oriented. We can have a distributed simulation. We can even avoid the bottlenecks that sometimes are in HLA. I mean, with some of our products, we can distribute the HLA, and we can have more fault tolerance. We can have interoperability with network simulations and also in the component level. So, as a summary, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. What are the advantages we provide with our combined offering here? Well, you can have a very agile development for systems and federation of systems, or even what is called now systems of systems, because we are using DDS as the communication layer, and DDS can use systems of systems, can communicate between systems of systems. We have compatibility with standards, current standards of simulation, HLA for different vendors, DIS, DDS of course, in database TBD, in visualization CG, and some of the future standards. We can talk with CVML. We are going to talk with the LSA CISO group, with this standard we are developing. And here we are improving the interoperability with a full data-centric development. Everything starts from the data. With our products, you can start from the data and develop a simulator and connect them, for example, with Presagis without caring about programming anything at all, without seeing any line of code. Our tools are going to compile the libraries for you, are going to create the models for you, are going to create all the infrastructure for using this simulator also. Well, this allows us to use the simulation as assets, as services. The idea is, okay, you can have a full library of your models. You can even add some legacy models you can have, and then you can choose what models to use in each case. Well, this allows, of course, full reusability of legacy systems. You can take your HLA system and you can connect them without changing anything in HLA to the Simware architecture, and at the same time with the Presagis tools like Stage, like Vega Prime. Very important, we have here the ability to expand the capability of existing systems of training that are now working. I mean, these systems sometimes are very well suited for the architecture they have now, but they have problem growing, because if they are connecting to different kind of networks, or they are trying to scale, or they are trying to improve the interoperability with another systems, then they have problems. By using our architecture and by using the Presagis products, we are opening a whole world there. You can connect to the full set of Presagis, and we can connect to the full set of the DDS elements, HLA, and DIS elements. By the way, this also allows us to connect to real data, because a lot of military devices, especially military devices, uses DDS as the communication backbone. So it's a matter of speaking the same DDS, the same data. If we are reading the same, if we are using the same data they are using, if we are subscribed to this data, we can connect to these systems. Well, that's all for my part. Any question? If you have any question, you can write them in the questions panel, and we will answer them. Okay. Jose Maria and Roberto, if you want to add something, you can add anything here.
No. If someone have question about the attendees,
well, we are going to. Well, we have built these things. I mean, we are not talking about the future. We have built things with Presagis right now, and then we are going to show that in next fairs and occasions. I think the idea is having a demo for the next what's the name, Jose Maria, of the fair?
Motocin, yeah. Well,
for Motocin, yes.
Yeah, we well, Presagis and us have this reseller, a partner in US that is Loyola Enterprises, and they will have a booth at Motocin in Hampton Road. There is the first day of May, and we will show their demonstration about how we mix this product for a discrete simulation environment, for like a battle lab with a weapon server and a Stage and Vega Prime working together and playing a tactical scenario. And of course, we will also show some of this proposal at ITEC in Rome in late May. And well, I think that before summer I think there is not more events. No, well, our idea is also to invite you to more technical webinar about going into more detail about the technical feature of this kind of solution. We will have also this webinar during this second quarter, And I think that's all, no, for the second quarter, no, the
Yeah,
technical
sure.
webinar and Mofsin and ITEC. I don't know if I forgot something, Roberto.
No, the main event for modeling and simulation, as you said, is the ITEC in Rome in, let's say, end of May.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be there, and it will be a possibility to meet face-to-face the attendees that would like to have more information. As you said, the webinar was mainly to provide information on the collaboration we have with Presagis, and we are fully available to discuss more in technical details the collaboration and the integration between Simware and Sage and Vega Prime.
Well, we have a question. Sorry, we have a question here about if the tools are available to try. In the case of Simware, we have trial versions that are available. There is very easy. You only have to send us an email asking for the evaluation, and we can send you the trial version. Roberto, in the case of Presagis, I think it's the same, no?
Correct. They just need to fill a module,
okay.
And that's it. And they will have a 30 days temporary license, evaluation license.
Okay. Well, any more question here?
Okay, Jose Ramon, please, maybe it would be good if you put the slide with the emails of every of us. Then
okay, let me see.
If someone needs to stay in contact with us, you have, you know, our emails here.
Well, I think this is all. Any other question? No.
If you don't have any additional question, I think we can close the webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes. Yes. I think.
Everybody for attending the webinar, and we are at your disposal for any further information.
Well, thank you everybody, and have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you.